Hey Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising sign, November is going to bring you some really lovely money momentum. Put the word in there, money momentum. Good for your finances, but also some big changes are trying to happen here that are going to reverb through your life for a couple of years in the area of the chart that represents your neighborhood, neighbors, online world, trips and travel, siblings, especially if they are younger. And so this is a big story for you. And the November is kicking off something that's going to last a couple of years. We're going to talk about it today as well. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lori Lothian, and I am using Western Tropical Zodiac as not sidereal astrology, whole sign houses. I'm trying to create content for you that helps you navigate your life with greater ease, flow, magic, miracles, and a touch, hopefully, of grace. So let's see how we can do it this month for you, Virgo. First of all, before I tell you all about it, just a very fast 15-minute promo. I am doing my 2024 pre-sale for all of my videos, 75 minutes each, 12 videos, plus a PDF workbook kind of document that goes with it. And this is my pre-sale window. If you want to grab that and you want to be a part of getting a 35% discount, and they're delivered to you in the third week of November, content that never goes public, never goes online. It's always sold every year. This is my passion project every year, is to create this really deep dive into the year ahead for your sign. So go check it out below, 35% off if you pre-order, and you'll get that the third week of November, and I will not offer this price again. All right, you can buy your a la carte one sign, or the ideal, the whole bundle, because you can listen for Sun, Moon, and Rising and share with your friends and family. Moving on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Big picture story. I'm starting with you in an area that I'm not starting with anybody else. I will say one thing. The whole month feels like things are moving forward. Okay, things that were stuck are going to go forward in new ways. That's true. But what's most important for you is Saturn has been lingering retrograde, going backwards in the house that belongs to your marriage partnership house or business partner. And that can mean that your relationship with somebody significant in the last 3 months or so has felt difficult, but difficult in a meaningful way, because Saturn has been retrograding. So that business partnership or that marriage partnership has been gnarly, and you've been trying to figure out what to do. And now that Saturn is stationed to turn around on November the 4th, things that you've been ruminating on, stay or go. They're saying stay or go, how to stay or go, what conditions of staying and going are going to make this more solid. Saturn is testing, like the kicking the tires, checking the foundation here. So you're going to find momentum and directionality beginning to emerge in November from the 4th to the end of the month, as you get to see the new way things are going to play out with you and that business partner or that marriage type partner. Now, let's get back a bit. 3 planets change signs this month. Mercury moves into the sign of Sagittarius, and Venus moves into Libra, and Mars moves into Sag. So when the beginning of it all, it's going to be a slam dunk of Mercury and Venus changing signs at once. Basically, on the 8th of November, Venus moves into Libra, and the 9th of November, Mercury moves into Sagittarius, and they form a flow between each other called a sextile. And why that's really good for you is that this is going to benefit you financially. Venus will be in your second house of money and earnings and possessions from November 8th to December 4th, and you can find yourself in possession of better balance and harmony with regards to the money you're making. Because long term, by 2025, you're changing the way you make money, and you're doing less hustle and more reliance on other monies, like retirement monies or investment monies or spousal monies or inheritance monies. But right now, Venus comes into your 4th house, and she's like, okay, you need some financial relief, or you need some monetary relief or possessions relief, I'm here. She'll also help you balance your diet style. So November 8th to December 4th, Venus blesses you. But at the same time, you have Mercury moving through your 4th house. Sure, he's in debility, but it's what you're doing, what you're communicating, and what you're doing in and from your home. Literally, Mercury here could be, let's have a home-based office. Mercury here could be, let's have these conversations that are needed in and from my home in order to benefit my finances. Let's have conversations with my mom or my dad that help me benefit my finances, if you're young enough for that to make sense. So Mercury in the sextile relationship all month long, basically after November 8th and 9th to Venus, creates harmony between 4th house and 2nd house matters. Some of it could be you need to buy something for your home. You need to sell your home. Buy a home, sell a home, buy something for your home. This Venus Mercury combination is wonderful. Just be careful. You have fine print and detail oriented people looking at the details, because Mercury in Sag is more prone to gloss over those details because he's in a sign of his detriment. Now, the other thing I want to say here is that when Venus is going through your third house, your speech is beautiful. I know it sounds crazy. And you may want to get your teeth cleaned or fixed. You might want to do cosmetic procedures to your face, which will go very well. It's kind of a feeling though that your speech is beautiful, you're eloquent, you're able to get, speak in ways that people find charming or get what you want through the power of your speech. So use your speech to be, effectively persuasive, and it will go well for you. Again, on the 8th of November to December 4th. Moving into another story, though, is that later on we'll have Mars move into the sign of Sagittarius on November 24th to January the 4th. Well, Mars in Sagittarius is a particular feeling of you wanting to adventure from your home. You might want to move from your home, travel from your home, do a lot of gallivanting away from your home. Sometimes you might want to renovate your home or construction in the home, building in the home. But you have to also be careful if you live with someone, because if you do, then you may have arguments in the home, particularly confrontational or combative energies can be here, especially verbally. And the verbal energy that you must watch for, okay, is going to happen between November 24th and December 1st. You could have blowout arguments with Mercury and debility in your fourth house and Mars in there as well. So be careful for having the kinds of conversations in your home with somebody that you live with that can be extremely combative and very difficult. And technically, Mars can cut, end, and sever your home when he's in the house of the home. He might want you to travel from home, move your home, construction your home, but the last thing you need is a blowout with your significant other where one of you has to move out of the home. So watch out for that, for an example. A blowout conversation with a child as well, anybody who lives with you. Mars here for 6 weeks too, though, November 24th to January 4th, is an ongoing statement that you could have tension, combat, and confrontation in your home life. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to go chronologically through, oh, no, we're not. I'm going to tell you briefly about the two lunations this month. On November 13th, there is going to be a new moon at 20 degrees of Scorpio. This is the hottest part of your sky because this is where Mars is going to be born again in the heart of the sun this month. So we do get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. But that new moon on the 13th or so, 13th of November, is a new beginning, a fresh start. You'll see it unfold over 6 months to something to do with your neighborhood, neighbors, trips and travel, skills-based learning and education, online world and social media platforms, writing and communicating. Now, this new beginning of whatever you're hatching here is going to be most evident for anybody who's a Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. You could say between 15 and 25 degrees of Virgo, okay? Because it's a 20-degree lunation. And you'll be plotting, hatching, and putting something into motion over the 6 months that follows to do with the neighborhood, the neighbors, the siblings, the travel, skills-based education. So a new beginning in the third house. Now there is a full moon on November the 27th, and it's going to happen at 4 degrees of Gemini. And go back to June of 2023 because this full moon is fruiting or bringing to fullness what you may have begun then. This is a Gemini part of your sky, which represents work and jobs. What changes were you hatching in the work and jobs environment in June? The career and the reputation space that are now coming to a full spotlight up there. And sometimes a full moon in the 10th house is wonderful. It's like we are shining brightly in our career and everyone loves us. And we're like, look at me, I'm a big moon. I'm a big full moon like Donald Trump. Woohoo! But it's also a fulfillment of something. So sometimes it can bring an end. So you may come to a fulfillment or a completion in a particular work or job or career situation. Sometime November 27th, add 6 months. We're going to go chronologically through the rest of the month and let's get rolling. November 4th, 3rd and 4th, Venus comes into opposition to Neptune. This is a time in which the rainbows and unicorns look like they've gone moldy on you, and it's in your marriage house or it's in your significant business partnership house. Venus is you being sensible, practical, and hard-assed in Virgo. She'll be leaving Virgo, but she's still there. She's in detriment, but you have the eyes of sensible, practicable, sensible and practical love and money stuff. Your lens is like that, and you're looking across the way at Neptune. Do you have a partner who is shady, shisty, who's manipulative? Do you have a love or business partner who's an alcoholic, an addict? Do you have a love partner who you think has a mental health challenge? Because whatever's going on, or is lying or deceiving you, because this is where you're coming to terms with something pretty intense for you at that time. It could be even disillusionment here. And so that's November 3rd and 4th. On November 6th and the 8th, Venus will trine Pluto. Venus in trine to Pluto is powerful money for commerce and good things and love and powering the power of love, the power of wealth. Powerful good things are trying to happen. Venus is practical and sensible, but also reliable and resilient to get you some money if you need it when she's in Virgo and she's trining Pluto in the house of money luck. This can look like winning money. So be willing to play a lottery ticket. Don't kill your bank. This is not advice for your finances, but certainly one lottery ticket can't hurt. November the 6th to 8th. You could have some money luck, Virgos. On the other hand, it could be some powerful energy to do with your children or your romantic sexual life. And you may be having a very, very intense but powerful sexual romantic connection to someone November 6th to the 8th, or your children are powering up in their lives and you're like supporting that. Also, we have an energy here of November 11th and 12th. Mars, the god of action and drive and will, in Scorpio is opposite Uranus. Now, this can be an unexpected development. It doesn't have to be shocking, but there's something that you didn't see coming, maybe, to do with your academic house, your foreign shores and visas and travel house, the house of your spiritual philosophy and beliefs. We're talking ninth house matters. And this Uranus is jolting Mars, or Mars and them are in opposition. So Mars is still in that third house of neighbors, neighborhood, online platforms, younger siblings in general, cousins, neighbors. So, I mean, who knows? But it's a lot of travel axis, right? So 9 and 3 are learning and travel axes. So you might have I need to get comfortable. You might have a learning situation or a travel situation disrupted, or there's some kind of conflict about it happening here. I mean, it could be you want to take a trip, but you realize that there's some kind of legal reason you can't travel. You don't have a passport or something. So this is happening for you on the 11th to the 12th of November. It could just be a travel delay, but it's unexpected. It will impact the Virgos who are anywhere between 20 and 29 degrees Virgo, more importantly, okay? Now, here comes the big story of the month. This is by far the thing that we should be talking about. I'll do a whole webinar and video on this in the month of November, because on November 14th to the 21st, Mars and the Sun are conjunct, kind of like tracking each other, but they become perfectly conjunct in Scorpio on the 17th of the month at 25 degrees of Scorpio. And that's a reset button in your life. That's Mars resetting his whole reality for you over the 2 years that follow. You are resetting your relationship to your children, your cousins, your siblings, your local neighborhood. For the most part, it looks like for some of you, especially if your IC floats to the third, a change of neighborhood. So, you may move to another neighborhood. You may change where you live. It can also be a dramatic ending or cutoff with a sibling. It can also be a very intense energy around a need to, rectify something with the neighbors or your cousins, even the extended family are here. So these are big changes. Mars is definitely got a sword in his hand. So sometimes those sibling relationships or cousins or neighbors could come to a crashing halt in the 2 years that follow. We're not just talking about November, but the reset button is in November. Now, while he's doing this reset button, most precisely November 17th, he's invisible. He's been invisible for a while, October, November, December. He comes back to visibility in January. So don't make any major decisions about changing your neighborhood, changing your relationship to your sibling, changing your cousins, changing your online social media platforms, and quitting YouTube and moving somewhere else. Don't make those decisions right now. It's all up in the air until Mars is really visible. The actions you take may be misinformed. There's details you don't know yet. You need to wait it out. Now, he's trining Neptune during all of this, which gives it a very positive silver lining. So as he's conjunct the Sun, he's trining Neptune, and Neptune is in your house of marriage and the house of business partners and your audience. This is really good if you have social media life as a Virgo, where you're putting stuff into the audience in video format. And this can really give you a huge amount of success online as well. But again, the seeds are planted November 14th to the 21st for that to be true. All right, in the long arc of the story. And it's in January, around the 11th, that Mars will be visible. So you might have to wait until then to know exactly where this takes you. If your relationship was on the rocks, you're having difficulty, this Mars trine to Neptune, that's the mental health addicted, maybe manipulative person, can help with that. It may not be helping you because it's going to last. Mars may cut the ties to that person, but it will feel like at the end of the day it's a positive thing. That's a longer story than just this month, but certainly on the 14th to the 21st, there's that energy connecting you to the audience, your marriage partner, or your business partner as well. On the 20th to the 23rd, Mars will sextile Pluto, and it's good for money, commerce, business. It's good for powerful action and decisions that you know are going to be grounded in something very potent and effective for you. And it's happening to do with your entrepreneurial life and your online life, to do with your love and romance life and your travel and trips life. These energies are really active on the 20th to the 23rd. And so Pluto's been in your 5th house now forever. This is pregnancy and children. If you've had difficulty with your children since 2008, and I can speak to that for a few Virgos I know, or big challenges and losses and upsets around fertility and children, Pluto's getting out of there. But this is a positive energy from Mars, and Mars is in his home kingdom. And so look for some outpicturing, not necessarily the 20th to the 23rd. There may be a Mars-Pluto vibe where you feel some powerful momentum regarding children and neighborhood, regarding your online world and your entrepreneurial business, regarding a trip and some powerful romance. But even if any of those things happen on the 20th to the 23rd, I really would be looking for the main act to show up after January's visibility, where you begin to see the results in your 5th house of entrepreneurship, where Mars will be helically rising into visible status in Capricorn. And children. Ultimately, it could be a promise for greater success for one of your children. If you have adult children, I don't know if you guys are young Virgos want to get pregnant. This could open up corridors for pregnancy in the in January, February. Now let's move on to the 24th to the 27th of the month. That's where Mars, as I said, on the 24th goes into Sagittarius, and he begins to activate your chunky money house. And you know, it's, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but it's good for taking bold declarative action. Did I say chunky money? I apologize. Where Mars moves into Sagittarius and goes into your 4th house of home, property, and real estate, and wants you to do construction projects or move your home or have, you know, watch out for combat in the home. I covered that. But it's when he first ingresses in on the 24th to 27th, he forms a square to Saturn. This is going to definitely potentially look like some serious conflict with a significant other, a business partnership arrangement, a marriage type partner, a live-in partner, a long-term relationship, maybe, and things that are happening in your home. And like, you may just be really to like cut out or cut away or cut off that person, or their vice versa to you. You know, I mean, the best you could achieve here would be trying to move things around in your home so that you have a better setup with Mars, or you're constructing something in the home. But in the beginning, Saturn is like kiboshing something, right? You might say, hey, honey, I'm going to set up an office in our spare bedroom. And your husband goes, no friggin' way. Or wife says, no effing way, we're doing that. It's something like a halt button from somebody else in your life, slowing down the Mars momentum in the 4th house. Like you want to buy a property and you're so excited and you can't wait. North Node in the 8th house of mortgages, but your partner's like, no, we're not going to do that. Same with selling a property. So there's a bit of tension, a bit of a fallout, still a fallout, like a stall, parking brake, frustration. You want the gas, the parking brake is on, you're feeling frustrated maybe. Okay, and that's going to be a feeling of frustration that will involve somebody else. They're the ones that's raining on your parade of excitement to do with property, land, home, real estate, renovations in the home, moving the home, changing homes, stuff like that. So this is happening for a lot of you on the 24th to the 27th. It's a sort of time. Nobody wants to be in a sense of frustration or difficulty with somebody they're with, but you're going to be feeling it. So good luck with it. But for the most part, remember, it's not a bad month for you, and it's going to love you. Venus loves you up in the money house. Don't forget to check out my promotion this month. If you pre-order, it's available as soon as these videos come out. My 2024 75-minute videos, right? Times 12 with a PDF, that's the bundle, or you can a la carte your sun, moon, or rising. It's 35% off, and you're not going to see that discount price come back again. So it's a pre-sale. I will deliver the product to you by email, a notice of availability 3rd week of November. And so you're buying it before it's produced. You're helping me get the energy to produce it. And I've done this every year, this kind of thing. And it's been lovely to support all of you with my All Signs videos every year. I enjoy doing them. They are a lot of work, but I do enjoy them. Okay, thanks for listening. And hopefully you guys have an amazing time in the very merry month of November.